Welcome along, guys. It is round 2. We're in Silverstone, and it is a night race. Cold enough, as you see there, only 8 degrees on track, so the guys will find it hard to get temperature into this. We are into qualifying. It's a 20-minute qualifying. I was very busy in the drivers' briefing, more chatting, banter chat than actually doing anything. So sorry about the delay on coming live. On here now at the minute with Ayrton Usmanov. It was running P15 at the minute. So JS Mystery is provisionally on pole. He has a 158.127 there at the minute. Of course, JS last week won the 2 sprint races and is looking to carry that here again, racing for the amazing Supercharged Motorsport team. And we are actually looking for 1 or 2 more drivers for our ACC team side of things. That we do have an iRacing team as well. If you want to get involved, give us a bit of a comment on it, or you can just slip in my DMs. It's fine either way. Suggest Mystery at the minute. We've got Bugala in second position in that Porsche. The Porsche looking quite strong here around Silverstone. Then we've got Kowalski in P3, then Pryor in P4, Dinatali is in P5, Aaron Holloway's in P6, Wilson's P7, Bartolucci is in P8 at the minute there in his McLaren. P9 then for Andre Batek. Then we have John Wilson in P10. We've got quite a few drivers on the grid tonight, 36 at the minute, so starting to fill up quite nicely. We have maxed out on sign-ups as well. Hello there, Rabsy. So Rabsy is in our Twitch chat. We are live both on YouTube and Twitch. Rabsy is an old friend of mine. My very first league that I'd set up, the very night I done it, we got Rabsy straight in on it, and I'm glad to say Rabsy's back in on our F1 side as an admin, so you'll be seeing more of Rabsy's weird comments and maybe even his face and voice at some stage for possibly running in a podcast with me that I'll just twist his arm to do. But as we are going around here, we're on with Stefan Reinhardt. Now I'm going to jump on to my boy Oliver Anderson. You will notice if you go to the Supercharged Podcast YouTube page, episode 2 is now live at the minute, where myself and Oliver, who's out on track in the Lexus, discuss all real-life Formula 1, and we'll be doing a lot more content over the next few weeks, and that'll be filling up there as well. So as you see, on Tanit Motorsport Wet Dreams on his livery there at the minute. Nathan Warren, of course, we know him very well, is in the Bentley, and I just want to showcase off, we have all these different cars today, and on Friday then is in the beautiful looking Repsol Nissan. Then we've got the Aston Martin. I think we've every single manufacturer covered now other than Jaguar, but nobody's going to use the Jag. Even if you give it a minus 40 kilo bop, it's just not going to be up there with it. So yeah, at the minute, Aaron Holloway doing a phenomenal job in the Williams liveried car. I personally made that livery for him. He trusted me to make a random livery for him, and I know he's a Williams fan. And of course, I went for inspiration to one of the most successful years with Nigel Mansell's liveried inspired Porsche there. And of course around Silverstone as well, British driver, British livery, German car. But the Porsche looking super strong here today. Kowalski though in the Kowalski like Tishki as he told me, is in 5th position there at the minute in the Macca as well. The Macca should be quite good around here. It does like a high speed corner, and those mid-speed corners, it'll be a little bit, it's going to be one of the strong cars, I'd say, over the race difference. Pavlov as is really known, in P3 in the McLaren there as well. Then John is doing a decent job in the BMW. The BMW here will be a decent car. It won't be the overall fastest car, I don't think, due to it just being a snooze fest to drive. Like if we go on board with him here now, like, listen to that, right, and then get on with the Porsche. The Porsche just wants to scream at you and shout at you. You know, you cannot beat that at all. I showed my own volume to enjoy that. And even the McLaren there as well. Listen to that as it takes off. He's going sideways there at the minute. Beautiful, beautiful sound. And a great onboard as well. Constantine there doing a good job. Let's go back here to Grevschmal as well. Mark Grevschmal in that Ferrari, the 296. course, not a new car anymore. We've had a few new cars in since that. And then Marco De Filippi as well, doing a good job down the Lambo. And I am thinking I might as well announce some exciting news for season 5 of the, or season 4? Season 5 of the ACC. I will be introducing the GT2 cars in as well. So there'll be a mixture of GT2s and GT3s. More to come soon enough as we get further into this one here. Having a look elsewhere, there is another Nissan out there, and this is Sanyo Nabuga's livery. I'm pretty sure this is Aaron Sparks' handiwork, because he did send me some pictures of a livery he was working on, and I gotta say that Godzilla inspired JDM livery is absolutely awesome. Well done, Aaron. As a livery artist myself, I love seeing what other people do. Nathan Warren and the Boatley. If anyone's not used to this game, this is the only right-hand drive GT3 car that there is. As we're on board there. On the wing, no car behind them as well. With the helicam there as well for when there's good action side by side, guys. We got you covered for views. That's why we love ACC so much. And hopefully it doesn't die too much of a death now with Le Mans Ultimate starting to really get up there as well. Now looking elsewhere, let me see. Aaron Holloway has jumped up to pole, provisional pole. What's happening here, Aaron Holloway? Should I be moving you up into the pros is what I'm seeing here. Very, very interesting. Aaron Holloway, 158.090. JS Mystery, a 158.127. And Bangulia, a 158.333. Basically, down to 7th, it's 1 second at the minute. Then further back down to 2 seconds. From 7th to basically 20th, then there's 1 second split in them. And then from 20th down to 29th, it's about a second-ish as well. So it's a nice and close. I'd say there's going to be maybe 3-4 different groups, I'd say, as the race unfolds. Of course, tonight it is a 90-minute race around this amazing Silverstone circuit. And we've 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in qualifying there. It's going to be very interesting. You see, Aaron Holloway is actually in a lower split, and yet he's fighting in the top 5 consistently, so he might be looking at a move to the pros, being absolutely honest. I can see that move happening, and I'm sure that's not going to be music to his ears. But he's doing a phenomenal job there. Pavlova down in P4, Otto in P5 there in his Porsche. So 4 of the top 5 cars are Porsche at the minute. Then we've got even going back to Sciotto now, who's gone up into P10 in the Team SPX Ferrari 296. Then Natalie down in P13. Then we've got Fabio Gallimani in his Team SPX Ferrari 296. Usmanov now down in P16 at the minute. John Rowan, another supercharged motorsport driver. He came in for the last minute wanting to race tonight. This is a one-off shown for him, although he might get in another race. And of course, repping in our supercharged motorsports esports team livery. And yeah, I am very biased to it because it was a labour of love making that livery. And we have to, I think that turned out quite well anyway. Of course, in the dark you mightn't get the justice it deserves, but good to see him doing a good job so far. He's probably only getting his eye in as well. Then we've got Reshnak there. I'm going to ruin his name by the end of it. In the Valentino Rossi livery to BMW. Nathan Moran, of course, we were on with a while ago in the Aeroslet Supercharged Motorsports kind of based race gang livery. Then we've got Slaven Go in the Porsche down to P24. And then we the Polycop brothers there, both in the pits in the Ferrari. Then we've got Mr. Lena Shelby in the Lamborghini. Let me see them. We've got Aitoloni in the pits in the Lamborghini. Algani still in the pits. Golda in the Aston Martin there. I do love that car. It was one of my first loves. I think it was the very first car I personally used in ACC. And that was down to Mr. Glenn Smith, kind of just selling it to me, just how good it was. And it took him, I'd say, well over a year, I'd say, to move out of that car. He absolutely adored it as well. But of course, with all the new released cars, it was kind of hard not to give another car a go as well. So let me jump back on. So JS Mystery not improving. We jump on to who's actually improving. Pavlov here is up about 0.2 of a second at the minute. Up nearly 0.3 of a second. Can he hold this to the end? It could possibly pop him up into P3. So let's see as he's going in now. The second last corner, he's gained a nice bit of time, but losing a bit as well. Obviously, he took a nice bit of speed in. I have a feeling his exit's going to be slower. Not too bad of an exit. This could possibly put him P3 now. He needs to keep it up. Oh, he's lost a bit of time. Does he get up into P3? No. Oh, that was close. So he's about 0.2 off pole position. So it is super close even for pole at the minute. Jumping on with Otto here now. He's only 33 seconds into his lap and is already up to 3 and a bit tenths. So if he's able to keep going on this one, it could put him in contention. But he would need to be improving quite a bit more than that as well. Obviously, it's quite tough there. Only 8 degrees as well. Very hard to get the temperatures in. I'm sure the guys might be running a little bit more PSI than normal to keep those temperatures there. A bit more over the inflated than underinflated. And a guy we haven't really been on board with, Mr. Andre Batek in his Red Bull Racing inspired livery. Andre made this one, and I have to say it's probably the best livery he's made so far. Oh, he's had to give up on that one there. He got a little bit squarely, but we're going to jump back on here. Bugala has invalidated their lap, but they have one more pop at the cherry there. 1 minute and 37 seconds left. There will be a chance for a lot of these drivers. Otto still has time to go again. Now he's lost a bit of time around that lap. Kowalski's going to get one more go. Kowalski. I'm going to keep around it. Sorry, bud. It is what it is. I just don't speak foreign names as good as others. Looking back further, Scuetto is actually up a bit of time and will be able to get to go again. This here, if they were able to hold on to it, was going to pop them up a position. It's not now. They have one more go at it now, so they need to get their head down. While he has improved slightly, just not enough. Looking back then, Slavin go up 1.2 seconds. Right, that's going to pop him up quite a bit. That's going to throw him up in around the P12-ish mark, if they're able to keep it going all the way to the end. So we're going to stay on with Slavin go, because that's going to be a huge jump from P24. Slav doing a great job there at the minute, up 1.5 seconds now. This is a great lap, 1.6. Can he keep it going? Oh, it's sitting at the 1.6 mark. This is going to be a great lap. This is actually going to be higher again. We're going to be expecting him in top 7, I'd say. And he does. He goes P6 there with that lap. That was a phenomenal lap and gets it done as it's needed. Unbelievable there. 15 seconds left in qualifying. So Bugala is up about 0.2 of a second. Are they able to hold on to it there? Pavlova is up a little bit of time as well. And this is it. If you ruin your lap now, as I say that he does, if you ruin your lap now, that's it. No coming back. JS Mystery gets himself only P2, unfortunately for him. Aaron Holloway still on the top spot at the minute. Can Bugala do anything to ruin Aaron's smile? Not enough. He's in the green, barely. No. So Aaron Holloway looks like he's going to be untouched. That's what she said. Although we do have the Natalie on a lap and Usmanov both still looking and are improving. So the Natalie at the minute could possibly jump up into P15, or now it's looking like it could be a bit more. He's up about 0.3 of a second there from corner to corner. Of course, it does vary entry in and out, but at the minute they are looking good. for breaking into the P10 mark-ish. Usmanov isn't improving now. He's kind of dropped off, so Usmanov would need a bit of a miracle to possibly get a position up. Although one good corner could gain him back a tenth or two. Alfred Denatli here, though. We're on with him for Team SPX. He's up about half a second, but keeps jumping and going. Right, sitting at the 4/10, although it's climbing up now to about half a second there. This is phenomenal. This is going to pop him up into about P8. That's a great lap from him. Oh, up into P6 he goes. Wow. That was super close between them. So he was a 158.935. Slaven Go in P7, 158.947. Then we've got Kowalashkin in 158.957. Oliver Anderson, get that damn livery on the car. Oliver, there's a new folder for a... I don't know why it's not showing up, because I actually have your livery. I don't know why it's not showing up, but I'll upload it to Awesome anyway. But that is it. That is qualifying, done and dusted, and shock of all shocks, Aaron Holloway is on pole position. Which, I don't know what to say here, guys. I'm shocked. So there we have a qualifying, a 158.90 plus 0.0379 to JH Mystery. Bugalia 1/10. So all the way down to P9, there's about a second. Then you're going all the way down to P22, where it's just under a second of a gap then. That's massive there. And of course, you see the handicap there. You've got the bop on the right-hand side there as well. So, very interesting. I'll go through a rundown of the cars, obviously, once we get onto the race part of it. I know I made it, Oliver. I make it all. But, yeah, looking forward now to the main race. Now, yeah, so in terms of our league stuff, we do have the Formula 1 League for Season 4. It's going to be on a Monday night. It's going to be 2 sprint races each night over 7 race weeks. Each night, 2 different tracks, though. So one sprint you could be in Silverstone, the next sprint you could be in Baku. You know, and that's going to be the same every week. So there'll be 14 tracks used for the 7 races for 2 sprints on each race. That's going on Mondays. There is prizes there for that as well. So it is cross-play, whether you race on Xbox, PlayStation or PC with Formula 1. Give us a shout, join our Discord and get involved. Then on our course Wednesday nights, we have this. And coming, I'm going to say for the end of this month, is our iRacing League. It's going to be free to enter, which is something not many leagues do, because it does cost to run a league on iRacing. We're going to cover the cost of that, and it's going to be in the MX-5s and the GR86s, and there's going to be probably an 8 race calendar for that. And it'll be mainly free tracks as well, so it's not going to cost people that use iRacing any money to buy the content that we're going to use for our very first iRacing season. Of course, as we get into it then, we move on to the likes of the LMPs and stuff like that. But that's a long way away yet. We're only going to dip our toes in and see how we get on with this one. But as usual, I'm going to set up my camera here, that it's not stuck to a car. And I'm going to drone this along. And of course, it being pitch black, we get to see all the lovely auxiliary lights. So, of course, in pole position, Mr. Aaron Holloway. P2 then is JS Mystery. Then in P3, we've got Mr. Bugala. P4 then is Pavlova. P5, we have Otto. P6 then we have Denatli. That was a great lap by Denatli. P7 then goes to Slaven Go. P8 then is for Kowalashki. P9 then is for Jay Wilson. P10 is for G. Krzyzewski. I'm not going to ruin names here. Then we have Bartolucci in P11. P12 for Andre Batak. Then in P13 we have M. Healy there. He is the AM champion of last season, by the way. We need to get his livery sorted. I'm going to make him a French livery, and we get him involved there with that. Then in P, where are we now? 14 is Mr. Scioto. In P15 then we have S. Wilson. P16 then goes to S. Pryor. P17 goes to Dunn. P18 goes to Fabio Gallimani. P19 goes to Usmanov. P20 goes to B Dunn. So 2 Dunns. Is this another brother combination? We may find out about that. Then we have Mr. John Roan. He's our social media man, runs our Instagram page, and is, of course, a Supercharged Motorsport driver. Not being biased to this livery at all, using the Supercharged Motorsport racing number as well. Great to see you, John, in having a bit of crack. Then we've got Nathan Warren in P22, with S. Ambuga in P23. And bear with me while I just get the other names up, because I will absolutely not remember any of these names. Right, let's go with this now. Sorry. I am back. Right, now, and P24, it is Rechtank. I can't say his name properly. P25, we've got Andy Polycott. And then P26 is Rendhart. And then our boy, Anum Friday. Did I go by? I'm flying by people. No, I'm not. Where's Anum Friday gone? I'm literally skipping people, am I? No, I'm not. It's Shelby. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Right. Let me go back. 972. This is Virgo. That was Andy Polycott. Sorry. It's me. I always fuck things up. So we've got Virgo next. Then we have Shelby here in the Lamborghini. Then Oliver Anderson in the Lexus. You big bollocks. Then we have Chris Polycott in the other Ferrari. Then we have Rendhart then in their Ferrari. And then we have Anam Friday in this beautiful, I'm going to give this one a look here. That is the Repsol liveried Nissan R35 GTR. Isn't that a thing of beauty? I'm going to bring my camera up a bit. Then we have Golda in P31. Then we have Grev Small in P32. P33 we have De Philippa. And P34 we have a Tonga. So that's it. 34 cars on the grid this evening. Of course, we've had several servers of 50 cars and 40 cars and that, but this is a great start. We do have 50 signed up, so there is a few missing. Obviously, people might be able to race every week, and that's the joys with ACC. We do have a drop round as well, so if you do miss a race, it actually doesn't affect you. Like if you remember the old drop rounds that they would have used in Formula 1 back in the 80s, it's a similar thing to that. So it means you can miss a race and not be worried too much. But yeah, that is that. So let's get into the race itself. I'm going to go with the Helicam for the start of this, as I feel it's going to be quite an interesting one. And Wifey says, hello, big lad. Will you tell Tez how are you doing? And that Tez is my favorite English person. No offense, Rabs. Tez is my favorite. She's deadly. She keeps you in line, so that alone just goes to show she's a legend. Andre Batek, he must be starting in the pits. So on with Aaron here. No pressure for Aaron starting in pole position. He's not going to be feeling it at all, is he? Like, I don't know how I feel. Both cars on the front row I've made deliveries for. They're getting great airtime, but do I want my motorsports team driver or my mate, Aaron Holloway? Because obviously he is actually an admin on our ACC side as well. So Aaron Holloway, of course, repping my amazing Williams livery, but also a good mate as well, and it does so much, does the stewarding and admin on the ACC side as well. But Aaron's away there now, as is Jayesh. Jayesh gets a much better start though. Aaron has the inside line. Jayesh is going to hang it around the outside, runs extremely wide there. Aaron's going to be back ahead slightly, but he's going to have to give a bit of room to Jayesh on the inside there as they go through Magnussen Beckett. Jayesh goes way too wide. Jayesh is after ruining the start there. He's going very wide. He's going to have to be very careful on the re-entry there as well. We'll stay on with Jayesh. He's only lost one position at the minute, it seems. No, it's going to be more because he's had to take evasive action again. So he's going to be losing it now with the drive going down. He's going to be slightly out of it. So Aaron Holloway leads from Pavlov in P2. Then it looks like Kowalewski in P3. the Natalie in P4, and then JS down in P5 at the minute. Although JS, he will keep a calm head and he will come back into this, as we do know down in Bay. Galia is up in P6 at the minute, as we are going on here. And very, very, very interesting start to this race. It looks like, though, it's been quite clean. I don't see any safety cars, although as I say that, I do see yellow flag. Let's go back 15 seconds to see what we can see there. Oh, at that stage it's already done. So what I'm going to do...
It was me, Mooney, it was me.
Okay, what happened, Oliver?
Well, if you share your screen, then I'll join you in the comms, but I was stuck too much on the inside line, and apparently people decided to brake much earlier than what I wanted, and like much earlier than I was expecting people to do, and that ended up in me braking slightly bit too late and hit the side of another car, and then yeah, well, other people just couldn't stop in time for...
Okay, well, what I'm going to still do, I'm going to pull back to the incident. What number were you?
101, Mooney.
Ah, yeah, there we go.
It looks really bad.
So I'm seeing your car there. Why did that not work?
I don't know, it's not showing on the stream, but it is what it is. Ah, there I can see myself up front, and it's going to happen right in front of this big miss, the initial, then everyone is going to get collected, basically.
Oh, it doesn't get it. I'm going to try this replay here. It's a little bit further on.
Yeah, you can just see up the front of the picture there. Whoop.
You just carried too much speed into the corner.
Yeah, basically, I could have braked that in time if there wasn't a car in the way, but I honestly didn't notice how early those guys were braking, and yeah. Then everyone just piled into the back of me afterwards, and I would assume that at least 4 or 5 cars have severe damage at this point.
Yeah, well, I see Anam Friday's in the pits. Grev Shimon is in the pits with huge damage on the Ferrari. Chris Polycott. Oh, was just randomly sitting in the middle of the track.
Yeah, why not?
No
why
lights
not?
on or anything. I wonder, did he disconnect?
Then the cars will fly into the sky, basically. Then the track is... no, I don't think it's disconnected. Then this car would have disappeared by now.
Why is it stopped in the middle of the corner, though?
I wish we could try and jump on board and see if there's some movement in the wheel.
I'm just going to jump on Aaron Holloway.
Through. Yeah, see what happens here. Someone's going to hit that car, Mooney. Someone's going to hit it.
Jesus. Oh, yeah, I can see that.
At least he's not on the apex, so...
No, it's just stopped there in the middle of the track.
Yeah, that seems weird. I think there was a slight tab in the back of him there.
29.
If he's disconnected, then he would be ghosted.
Yeah. Okay. I'm very confused by him. It looks like now it's disconnected. As in, he's left.
Yes, that must have been something there, but it is what it is.
Anyway, back on to the main race. We're back on now with Aaron Holloway. He is a second ahead there of K. Pavlov in P2. Donately 1.4 seconds off him in P3. Kowalski's in P4. Gentleman talking... Is it the driver or someone? To be honest with you, I'm assuming the driver stopped, but I don't know why he just completely stopped and waited for nearly a lap. Whether it was to cause havoc or not, which is not like a polycot, so I don't know what's happened there.
No, it seemed a little bit strange, but one other interesting thing let's talk about that. Yeah, it seemed a little bit strange, and normally when you disconnect, the car will stop at some point moving, but it will also disappear quite quickly after it stops moving. So it did look awfully strange. Last time I saw that was not the nicest of experience for anyone. Basically, that was an endurance race where a driver literally had a stroke.
Oh yes.
In the middle of the race. He is okay now, by the way.
I remember it well.
Yeah.
I remember that well. But yeah,
so it always breaks my heart when I see a car stop like that. I keep thinking about that moment every time that happens.
Yeah.
At least it comes to mind.
Yeah. But it's not something we wish on anybody. Definitely not.
No.
Definitely
not. No.
I'm just going to jump on though to a battle here because Mystery is looking for a way by Kowalski here to try to get back up. Mystery had got Maggots and Beckett's completely wrong at the race start side by side with Aaron and dropped down from P2 to P5. Excuse me. But going side by side, the Porsche looks absolutely rapid around here.
Yeah, the Porsche looked quick. Overall practice on the Porsche drivers also said it felt like driving a rocket ship around here. I don't know how the bump is affecting the car for this race, but those Porsches definitely seem to be the fastest cars on track. Also good to see the McLarens up there as always, of course, and BMWs for some reason.
I think what's helping the Porsche as well is the fact of colder conditions. It's not going to eat the tires as much as it normally would.
Yeah, but I also think that they did fix that with a hot fix at some point with the tire wear, and the Porsche was not as horrendous as originally when the car came out.
Oh man, it was
Anymore.
so bad. It was so bad.
Yes.
Looking back further though, S. Wilson is only 0.1 of a second off Grabetsy. There's a bit of a four-way battle really going on here. It's half a second to Crest, or from go to Crespi, then 0.4 of a second to Wilson, S. Wilson, then J. Wilson right behind by 0.5 a second. Back further, here is a train and a half here. I'm just going to go on to the helicam to show you. Like, this train is going for quite a bit back. Look at that.
Yeah, but it is interesting to see this train form, because if I was in that train, I would definitely take my first of the 2 mandatory pit stops now and just take a single liter of fuel and get it out with, to not being slowed up. But then again, if you feel like that you're not losing by being in the train, then there are no point in losing a free stop for that on that purpose.
I'd probably get rid of the splash and dash now. Obviously, you're going to change tires. So you might as well half fuel and do a splash and dash. That's mainly the most thing you do with kind of like a 90-minute race, normally.
Yes.
I'd always keep the splash and dash there just in case I needed damage, repair, or anything like that.
Yeah, but you won't need that damage repair after the halfway point. I would take the early stop immediately if I was this far down.
Yeah.
The only downside to that are that you would lose about roughly a drive-through, and then you could risk getting caught by the race leaders before they pit, and then you have to give way for blue flags. But then again, this is a community full of people who are most of them do have experience in sim racing, but I do know that a lot of these guys, they will come in, do 2 tire changes, splitting it into 3 equally long stints.
It's not the same driver lineup as last year. Actually, a lot of these are from their esport teams as well, or their race teams. I think a lot of these will be doing the smart move, which is just the 1 tire change. But what I do think as well is that we do have the rule. It's a British GT rule. You don't have to get out of the way for a blue flag. Obviously, we ask you to move away at a safe time to do it, but they don't necessarily have to jump out of the way. Oh, Jay Rowan's after going off. What's happened to him?
Oh, no, but most of these guys who are getting cut by a lap, they normally like to do that in races like this.
Yeah.
As they know that they shouldn't be. Unfortunate.
John was just an innocent bystander there with that one. Batek up in P25 and the flashers on. This is beginning with Batek.
Oh, yes. I think that, but he also got involved in something early in the race, so I feel like he might have, at this point, put his flasher to the same button on his wheel as his upshift. And that's why it goes off like that. Also stealing the number 1 on the car. Bartek, nicely done there.
I think that's because you stole his number 4. As Reinhardt knows after having a moment off.
I was 101 in this series movie,
Oh, yeah. I don't know who took number 4.
Number 4 was
the curb.
Yeah, it's a thing that happens on this track. Ooh.
Oh, you got the curb wrong again. Okay.
But that's interesting that he just let you carry too much speed and turning in too early and then getting out on the grass on the outside. That's not the most common mistake in that corner, doing it like that. But it's good to see that people are getting innovative in the ways that they are crashing out.
It's like they took him ahead.
There's a yellow flag ahead of us once again.
That's
Gallimani, of course.
It's like they took lessons from me how to drive. Oh, it's the exit.
Touching the exit. It's the exit. Gets thrown wide on the inside grass, not getting the rotation, hitting the outside grass. That's just not a fun place to touch that, because you're changing steering direction when you are out there. So he's in the pits, likely going to retire in a few seconds.
I would say
so. Unfortunate for him. The Williams Holloway car still leading the race, though, getting a somewhat decent gap at this point to Pavlova. No, Pavlov. But Pavlov does have the fastest lap of the race.
Absolutely, and Rabsy's asking who's the gentleman talking. Never, ever, ever call Oliver Anderson a gentleman. Yes, he's a driver. He's also my evil partner in crime for the Supercharged podcast. If you go to our YouTube channel, our second episodes out there for that one. We're all
I
of our
actually think Moni,
were
you could
super
do people a
interesting.
favor and link it in the description of the YouTube video. That would probably help people finding it, or just spam the link up on the screen now.
I don't know.
That would
I'll
also
spam it
be
into Discord later.
love the idea.
I don't have the capacity to be doing that now.
It just needs to be an overlay on this with the link.
True.
So you always have to look at the link directly in the middle of the screen, of course.
Is there any other way?
No, of course not. But how did you want to pronounce that P2 guy's name?
Pavlova.
But there's no A. There's
Yeah,
no A.
I know, but yeah, you
What
weren't
is
here
that?
last week. You weren't here last week.
Where does that A come from?
Because I put it in there myself, Oliver. If only you weren't so Swedish.
I'm not Swedish, goddammit, you fucking racist.
You are Swedish, you bollocks. But anyway, back onto the racing, because that's what we're here for. The Natalie's after losing 2 positions there. Oh my
Whoa!
god.
History into the wall, someone behind him as well. I think that's Otto.
Let's go back 30 seconds and actually see what happened there. That was murder.
And perfect timing.
It's like I planned it. Mr. JS. Okay, the McLaren at a tap.
Touches, and then I think he's going to get touched on and forced on the grass, maybe. Oh, he hits the curb, gets pushed wide. What's...
Oh no! McLaren runs wide.
Yeah, and then I rarely see cars losing it there. Then the Porsche in the background loses it simultaneously for the style points for the tandem crash.
Wow. Oh, that car is
What a shame for
mangled.
Mystery. He is not getting back in this one. Go to the pit and retire the car. Have a beer, my friend. This is not.
He's a supercharged motorsports driver. He will not be quitting.
No, he'll take the 2-minute pit stop after that big damage.
That was massive. That was massive.
And again, I don't think that he'll finish last just due to that. And get those Steam notification turns off on the goddamn stream, Mooney. You can see all of your fans jumping in. Hello to Matt Gamble, who just went online in ACC, but not in this race for some unknown reason.
Matty Gamble is, I think, preparing for the LMU translate. A lot of people are looking to move to LMU, it seems.
Oh, myself included. I only came here because I felt sorry for you. And I wanted to kill my safety rating before...
And you're part of the community.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah, no, look, it is what it is. I think ACC will probably have another 8 to 10 months of proper hardcore racing, and then that's going to change. By that stage, LMU will be fully released. And I do feel...
Yeah, I think as soon as LMU gets the GT3 cars, and maybe the first track expansion of either bringing the ALMS or this current season's WEC or ELMS tracks into the game, then they will start seeing an influx of drivers from ACC. As ACC will always have a special place for a lot of people because it is probably still the best GT3 simulator out there for a lot of people. I know that there's a little bit with how the cars feel and stuff, and I also prefer iRacing cars, to be honest, but
yeah,
just the racing at ACC just normally seems better when you go league racing, and it's easier to find a league that suits your level as a driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why, and then again, ACC just looks gorgeous when looking at it. You know, that's also one of the good things about it. It looks good, and the camera angle from the inside the car there, the fact that you're moving with the concept of iRacing, where it's the car that's just moving on the track, I don't feel like you get a good feel for it. What the hell happened there?
God knows, that was just a bit of looks like people are having issues there, but we're back in. It looks like that a few people were having a few moments off there at the minute. So Fabio Gallimani's still in the pits. I think he's contemplating life now at this stage. Then Gravsmall in P31.
Doing a good job of still driving. I think he got involved in the turn 1 crash that I caused, unfortunately.
Oh, Jash is still in the pits.
Yeah, I could imagine that he would be there for quite some time. Big unfortunate for him.
Yeah, that's very, very unlucky. And on Friday, though, is still going, even though he's had the few offs as well. But doing as good of a job as he can do there. But Shelby and Rowan having a bit of a battle. Shelby about 0.5 a second off Rowan. Dunn and Polycott, 0.1 of a second between them. That's the other Polycott, not the one that was parked. Rabsy, who's watching in the chat, also asked, am I the only one that thinks that Oliver Anderson sounds like Gunter Steiner?
No, I can speak like this if you want to. There's no fucking problem. Shit, don't fuck smash my door.
Nine. Oh no, I should have said that.
No, you can't say that, Moody. We learned that from our German friend Dominic. That,
Yeah, that's true. We got the
that the word-
pass.
Yes. Yes, let's leave it there, basically.
Now, to be honest with you, right, I'm looking at this battle here between the Natalie, Healy, Usmanov, Pryor, Dunn, Wilson. If I was the likes of Pryor there, I'd be thinking, right, now is the time. I'm in the middle of this train. I'm in the Aston Martin. We know how good the Aston is, especially in free air. This is his time. He's listening to me. He's gone in the pits. I was going to say, this is time to get in this lap, get in the clean air, because that Aston Martin, when you're by yourself and you're not getting dirty air, it's an absolute thing of beauty to drive.
Well, the thing is, when you're talking about strategy, then you need to ask my evil twin. He is the strategy master. We all know
No,
that,
I'm not bringing your evil twin into this.
Oh yes, he knows all about the strategies, but I also think that was a smart move to take the stop there. Wouldn't you also say that, evil twin?
Oh
good to hear from you again, but good to see that the people are still driving out there and at least thinking about the strategy being somewhat smart from at least Pryor did there. I would say other people in this trade should probably consider doing the same.
Oh, 100%.
But if they have some sort of knowledge of where they'll come out on track, that they with either ACC drive maybe running in the background or just having the full track map up, then they might be looking at the track thinking that they'll emerge in traffic maybe, and that's why they're staying out. But for a lot of these people, it would make sense at this point to take the early stop.
So this is the battle we're on. I was on board with the BMW, but I've decided to go on the rear wing of Usmanov as we're going down the straight. The straight that was made popular by Lewis Hamilton and a young up-and-coming driver, Max Verstappen.
I thought that was the straight where Guan Yu Zhou made that famous.
Oh my god!
Good job avoiding anyone there, mate. Good job avoiding that, and then the side contact in the background giving a little bit of a slide to the rear-mounted wing of that McLaren, of course.
How much poo do you reckon's in his underpants right now?
Less than mine.
As we're back on, Aaron Holloway is still leading this race. 1.8 seconds clear of Pavlov. Then Kowalski's up in P3 now as well. Kowalski is a driver that I do rate. He's quite a good driver. He mightn't have alien pace. He's got amazing race pace. He should be sponsored by Tysky.
He's quite good at being consistent out there, though his big issue is that he does have a quite quick Porsche behind him.
Yeah.
But then again, he at this point of the race, he have driven himself into that position. There haven't been anything helping him as such. Yeah, there have been a few incidents here there, but not anything that basically hurt his way. He's having a good race being in third at this point. But still second of the McLarens, and for the people watching on YouTube out there, the class numbers on the back of the driver numbers there, the class colors, they are not perfectly up to date, and that's why you see the great mix of colors on the screen, like the rainbow.
They should be. I think there's 2 cars that are out of sync with it.
They are definitely not in sync because I know Kowalski is.
Stop go penalty for
Wilson. I would assume that is for speeding in the pits.
Oh my god. Wilson will be absolutely so annoyed with himself. Yeah, he's only after leaving the pits there as well. He will be so annoyed. The only good thing is he's not racing in Spa this week, because if that happened in Spa, you know as well as I do, it will hurt.
If that happened in Spa, you might as well stop your racing career.
Oh my god. It's horrible.
You're getting sent back to Narnia if that on Spa. I think it's 1.5 minutes you lose by a usual 30-second pit stop there. So it is pretty bad. That's basically like just less than 3/4 of a lap you're losing by getting that extra stop go 30.
Yeah,
so, not so good.
I'll never forget. One of my first races was Spa. Now, my first, I used to obviously do commentary on ACC before I raced in it. And when I started racing it, I wasn't aware about them using the GT pit lane. So just as the exit, Jonah was taking the exit of the old the F1 kind of part of the pit lane, I let off the pit limiter, but then I didn't realize it'd stay in the pits, and I got a drive through straight away.
Oh, you're lucky you didn't get a stop go 30.
Yeah, it was horrible. But yeah, but for your first race, the drive through in Spa is still about 35-40 seconds missed.
Yeah, I think it's about a minute that you actually lose on drive-through and Spa.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely
Yeah,
disgusting. But
it is. It truly is.
that happens. These things do happen. In the pits now, we've got the Natalie's in the pits there for Team SPX. Quite a few of their drivers racing tonight.
I think it's pronounced Di Natale when it's Italian.
The Natale. Well, come here. Can I say things my own way, all right?
No, you can't.
You are racist, buddy.
30 D and a dirt.
33 and a third. With my lucky charms. On here now with Sciotto. He's half a second off Usmanov here. To be honest with you here, I do fancy Usmanov being able to hold him off. The McLaren, I just think, is the better car around Silverstone, especially if you're able to defend. Now, obviously, it depends on talent.
For sure, the McLaren is a better car, but when you are in the position throughout those 9th, 10th place, then it's more about how you drive it and not that much about the car anymore. Obviously, you would be up there in a shite box basically, but for these drivers at this point, it's up to their driver skills to get the moves done.
100%, 100%.
And it does look like that the 971 car here are slightly quicker than the 24, so he will be looking for a move at some point.
He's actually doing quite a good job, to be fair about it, but we'll see how that one develops on. Just behind them as well, you have got Crespi now coming up to them. With the Bartolucci, just right behind that battle that we're looking at.
The thing is about the Ferrari, we have to remember this. He have definitely started on less fuel than the McLaren, because that Ferrari doesn't really use that much fuel when driving on full speed. And well, that's an advantage at the start of the stint. Then later in the stint, he will have much better tires than the McLaren. That's just a Ferrari thing, that they are usually easier on the tires. So he is definitely aided in that perspective of it. So it will be interesting to see how it how that plays out later on. But anyways, back to the action. 2 McLarens here, very close through cups. Not so fun being in the slipstream behind another McLaren, and the McLaren itself also quite a delicate car that doesn't like being in dirty air, and produces a lot of it behind it as well.
There's Ren Johnson in the pits there.
The Ukraine driver coming into the pits.
Say his name. It's Seri Reshnityak. Something like that. Pavlov is...
It's Reshnityak.
I'm never going to get that one right. Pavlov's now 2.2 seconds off Aaron Holloway. Obviously now, for anyone who's not used... For anyone who's not used to watching ACC racing, so when you're looking at the standings at the minute on the left-hand side, when you see the car manufacturer, the race number, you'll see the 2 with the orange marking, you'll see some at 1. That's 2 mandatory pits. That'll go green once they serve both pit stops. Obviously, as they serve 1, that 2 will move down to a 1, and then they will have to pit 1 more time. The rule here on the pit stops tonight is 1 mandatory set of tyres has to be changed at some stage throughout it, and then fuel only. For the other ones, you can splash and dash.
I don't think you have any viewers who don't know how ACC works.
But you will have people that watch other stuff, the likes of the Formula 1 side of stuff.
But they would probably also have watched the race before. Looking on the action from the Red Bull Ring, at least, that was a good one to watch from a spectator point of view.
Yeah, it was good stuff. This race here, though, is definitely not failing, especially with Oliver Anderson setting the tone.
I was actually just about to go get an adult beverage to keep my spirits up high.
I'm just going to knock those spirits more. By the way, we're recording our next episode of our podcast this week, and we need to get all those driver predictions done for next season too. So me and you need to have a busy 1 or 2 days of recording. We
do, but which day are we recording? You seems to be the one who always misses out on scheduled recording times. I'm sat there for hours all alone.
I know, that's called work, but I'll tell you what we'll do. Tomorrow I am at home, so I can do it tomorrow evening for one of the episodes, and then Saturday or so, no, Sunday, because Saturday is the endurance, so Sunday.
And tomorrow is the stewarding for the GT3 that just happened, the final round, which was a phenomenal championship finale for the Tier 2 guys. That if anyone ever want to go watch a different race after this one, of course.
Any cheating?
No, I'm telling you that that was one of the craziest championship finales that I've ever seen. Especially in the AM category in that race. There was no one maintaining their positions from before the race and until after in the top 3 there, and basically same goes for Silver, except for Richard Pixley, who already secured the championship before the race. But the rest of the cars, they were just thrown around in the championship orders. That was such a crazy race.
Yeah.
Even coming down to a points tie for the AM category win by the end of the race. I don't know how they are sorting that, but
we'll
yes,
jump
anyways,
back on because Otto is back on because no one cares about that.
Getting an adult beverage, as you can just keep on speaking.
Otto there is
But
after getting the job done. Oh my God, would you fuck off and get your beverage and come back? Right, we've got Otto on there. He is now gone by Bartolucci, 0.4 of a second past him now as well, so that's quite good there from him. Aces, if you are watching, of course, you can join in and do comms as well with us, mate. Back on with the race, though. So while Otto is now starting to catch up with Kriesby and Bartolucci's trying to be dragged along there, Nathan Warren is looking to try and get away by Ambuga there. Both running kind of cars that aren't a norm nowadays. Great to see the bop working where you have people driving in the Nissan and in the Bentley there, and they're fighting there for P14 and P15 at the minute. Further back, there's just been a move there. Now we get that back on replay, hopefully, where it looks like we had the Ferrari of Vergwao getting by, it looks like, the Aston Martin there. The Aston was a bit slow. Vergwao's gone on the inside there and gets the job done. So while that's happening there, we're going to jump on then, it looks like, with Renshek and Vergwao. Is Vergwao running slow there now? So might have had a bad exit there and is after losing a few positions there. Andrei Batek now is after going into the pits as well. So Andrei Batek is getting things done, and Pavlov is after putting in 1.1 seconds since I last looked at this gap here with Aaron Holloway. So here we have Pavlov really starting to get into the swing of things now. Gets into the free air and is catching up with Aaron. So Aaron's going to have quite a tough race on now. As we know, these McLarens are absolutely immaculate. They're so good around here. I know the Porsches are amazingly good, but at a certain stage the Porsche might start cutting into its tyres, although we're down to 6 degrees track and air temperature at the minute, so it is quite chilly out there. So I'm wondering how they're going to be feeling with the difference in the track temperature with the grip there. I'm absolutely dying to just fuck off and get your bev. I had to be told. He's a bollocks. Then we're going to go back on to Go, because Go is coming up to Dunn. He's 0.4 of a second off Dunn now as well. So the Porsche does really seem to be out and out the fastest car. The McLarens are very close second, it seems, at the minute. Well, the BMW actually doing quite a decent job when you look at it there. All the way to the top 10. The last car then in the top 10 is a Ferrari. So it is mainly Porsche, McLaren and BMW covering those top 10 at the minute. I'm sure some of the other guys would love to get involved with that one there. Nathan Warren still about half a second off there as Tonglioni's after having a bit of a moment in the Lamborghini. Oh, he's going backwards at that stage, so God knows, I went 15 seconds back there. He went on the brakes and got back going, which is the main thing. As we're going to come out of the replay, when you see the standards come back in, we're back live. Jumping on with Fargo now. He is doing okay. Rashnek is right behind him. So Dunn is in the pits there, so it's Rowan coming back through, but you've got the two Dunns, B Dunn, T Dunn, and then G Goretzky is in the pits as well. Nathan Moore still about half a second off Ambuga. Otto about a second off.
Nissan.
Isn't the Nissan great?
Yeah, there was a spun Nissan just before. I can see it rejoining in the background there, actually.
And on Friday. What did he do?
What a lad.
Oh, he was drifting.
Yeah, carrying too much speed through Magus and Beckett's, and yeah, that's just not actually something we see that often from that Nissan with that huge wing on the back. But it can happen with basically any car, especially in these cold temperatures around Silverstone.
Isn't it great though to see that older cars getting a bop where they can be a bit competitive again and be in the mix?
There's something wrong with the bop because both the Nissan and Lexus are on just nothing. They don't have neither plus or minus, and they should probably both get, or at least the Lexus should have got minus around here. I'm not sure that the Nissan should, but the Lexus should have. Let
me check the bop on that now. You keep talking away there for a second, I'm going to check that bop.
No, well, it's a little bit of an interesting situation here with an all-yellow BMW. That's someone who just said, screw this, I'm not making a livery, I'm just painting it yellow, and then the rest of the guys will just have to deal with it. not a bad idea, to be perfectly honest, as an all-yellow car, quite easy to see on track. It's a drive-through there for Kowalowski, drive-through for P3 in the race. This is going to hurt his chances of getting a podium. I would actually say that the chances are disappearing, wouldn't you say, Evil Twin? Yes! Okay, enough of you, but yes, that's horrendous timing there for Kowalowski. Well, no timing is ever good for a drive-through, but this is definitely putting an end to his race, at least for the top 3 finishes there for a podium finish. But then again, unfortunate for him, but this opens doors for other drivers to get into the battle of the top 3, or at least sneaking the top 3 will Bullock after this, not in an exact battle as soon as Kowalowski bails off and goes in to serve his drive-through penalty, which is likely to do as soon as possible, as most people probably do.
Fun fact, no, there's no bop from LFM yet or AO on the Lexus or the Nissan around Silverstone.
Yeah.
So that's why they're on 0, because we couldn't just guess a bop.
Oh, that's quite easy, just minus 32.
Minus 40 for them both. Yes. Peter Phelan, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. How are you doing, Peter? How are you getting on? I think he raced in season 2 and season 1
I
of...
do remember having raced him at least. It's a name that I remember. Honestly, I remember the name.
I made a livery with him with like all the Irish stuff and RT and Brennan's Bread and that.
Oh yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Pavlovic is all over the back of Aaron now. He's pulled in.
This could be the battle for it. This is maybe the tire wear of the Porsche that's starting to kick in. Not that the McLaren is a top tire wear car either. That also kills the tires, but for the Porsche, that might be the thing that's hindering Holloway at this point, as Bullock's coming into the pits at this point, which is quite interesting, as that is not optimum, unless if it's just a splash and dash, of course, but unlikely it would be a splash and dash at this time, as it's roughly 1/3 into the race.
Oliver, can I just say something that we're both thinking? It would be terrible if Aaron Holloway had an incident now.
Oh yes, that would be horrendous. But I don't think Aaron Holloway will have the incident, of course, because even though we are trying to curse him as much as humanly possible, ladies and gentlemen, that's 2 people trying to put commentators' curses on others. What we are doing here.
No.
But in all honesty, it's very unlikely that Holloway will he's a top guy, unless, of course, is Pavlova, as you have said that his actual name is, because you screwed up on the entry. Unless if he gets very close to Holloway, that they could, of course, have contact, and that way Holloway would be involved in some kind of a massive incident that would send his life back to the Stone Ages.
Like, I'll be nice to Aaron for 1 second, but I hate being nice to him. Right, he does do an awful lot of work in our stewarding, and then, of course, as an admin, he does a good bit with me as well. But his improvement, though, since season 1, he's come on leaps and bounds, really and truly, in terms of pace, consistency. I think he's after turning into quite a good driver, and I can still see more progression there as well. He's quite young as well. I think he's only the age of 20, so he still could progress quite a bit.
If you say so.
Wow.
I'm not a driver's coach, so how would I know? Wow. But yeah, he has definitely moved up. I remember that earlier in the times when I used to see him when I was still on the Lexus in the very early days of my, at least a year ago at this point in the Lexus there, before I swapped to the McLaren. I would see him behind me in races further down on 10th, normally in those kinds of races we did back then.
Yeah.
So it is very good to see that that he have progressed so much, and even just from last season to this, I feel like you have taken a good job up to the top now. Of course, he's no longer in the BMW that I feel like that he have been driving a lot in the past, and the Porsche is a more drivable car for most people, at least. It's of course a matter of driving style, but for Holloway, I think it was a smart move moving away from the BMW.
Yeah.
We're seeing the first couple of people coming into the pits for what seem to be scheduled pits at this point.
And I just remind Aaron Holloway, I'll never forget when he started using the Porsche, and I was leading my split, and this is in Indy, and he decides to take the worst rejoin known to man on an entry, and he actually lost me points, and I barely won the championship. Just wanted to remind him just where he came from to where he is now.
Oh yeah, no bad feelings or
Oh
holding anything
no,
against him from way back when.
not at
Of
all
course
do I
not,
ever
of
wish
course not.
anything like that to happen to him.
No, and you would never consider just sporting a car in the pit, like going out on track, having
Oh,
a
Aaron's
little
had a
bit with
moment.
the doing.
Oh, I think we jinxed
Oh,
him.
he's crashing out. Yeah, Aaron have crashed. The commentators' curse are true, ladies and
Oh
gentlemen. Here are the
no.
perfect example of it. Mooney definitely didn't go in there and just puncture his tire.
His grip hack stopped working for a minute. No, I feel
Seems
bad for him
like it.
there. But he is
Yeah, but
now...
he can still catch right back up there to
It's
Pavelova. He is
8.8 seconds,
a
though.
few seconds. Yeah, I was about to say he's got a few seconds behind at this point, but he can definitely still catch up. He just needs to tighten the harness around his balls and get on with it.
That's exactly it. You know, just head down, think of the sister, and go for it. But, yeah, no, look, it's unfortunate. As much as we like acting the mega Aaron, I do hope you get back up there, because you do deserve a good, solid result. And you're doing it on merit as well, pole position. So let's see how he gets on. Looking back further, though.
Yeah, speaking of Aaron Holloway, his boyfriend Terry Dunn, we are watching here coming over the start finish line.
We don't even know if they know each other, but anyway.
No, we're just messing with Holloway at this point.
No, I'm not saying nothing. That's all you. Wait, put them words in your mouth, you bollocks.
This is Dunn of the Dunn Racing Dunn team. I think the car behind us is Dunn as well, but this is definitely Dunn, Terry Dunn driving the Dunn BMW, the number 80.
Do you think he's done racing with the Dunn car?
I think Dunn could be done racing the Dunn car after this race is done, of course.
I don't think that Dunn is racing finished with the Dunn car as well. I think Dunn's going to keep racing the Dunn car because he'll never be done racing.
Do Dunn do Dunn racing with Dunn sponsors on the Dunn car that Dunn is driving?
I think Dunn's looking for Dunn sponsors to Dunn all over the Dunn car.
So. And all of a sudden, all of the viewers was Dunn watching this broadcast.
We're on the way. Gabriel Crepezzi. We're racing. He's a racing G.
Yeah, I was just about to say. But this just means that he's not a racing OG yet.
No, what this is, he knows Andrew Tate. He's a racing G.
Yeah. To be honest, he's just sat there with Tony Montana after the races, chilling out in the background.
JS Mystery's back going. His damage only cost him 12 laps.
No problem. He can easily make that time up again if he just keeps his head down and focuses purely on the driving.
Fair play to him, though. I like the fact he's not giving up.
Yeah, we hate quitters in this series.
It's just a bit ironic that you were the quitter in the comment box now.
I didn't quit. I thought that it would be better for the community that I just retired from racing and joined comms.
And absolutely marooned me.
Well, you didn't put the right livery on my car. That's your fault.
I couldn't give two fucks. You'd be putting on the... Do you know what? I'm just going to make a livery and make you use it next week out.
I'm not racing next week. I've already decided that.
Alright, what track is that?
I don't know.
I can't remember what track we're at.
No, but who honestly
Slavin goes in the pits. Slavin goes in the pits. That's Nathan Warren now up into P8 in the Bentley. And in P7, we've got Samuel Mbuga in the Pink Zilla teamed. I have to say, it's a beautiful looking livery. I'm pretty sure it is Aaron Sparks that made that livery. So well done. I really do like that.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, I would say so as well. But the thing is that the cars that are pitting in now, do you think that they are just in for the splash and dash? It would be quite interesting to see. Although we are within the time where you could start considering taking your tire stop in this race, as we're only 5 minutes away roughly from the halfway point, and it might be worth it for some trying the undercut, as the undercut does seem to be quite strong in this game if you execute it right.
So would you like to know some statistics?
Yeah, why not?
The biggest loser in terms of positions is JS Mystery, but that's no shock because debt from the McLaren, that was literally debt to all but Porsche. So that was actually a racist move by the McLaren against the German car company, but we'll go back to that another day. The most positions gained is actually Sambuga in the Nissan there, up 15 positions. Then Nathan Moore behind him was up 13 positions. Andrew Poddicott's up 14 positions. Wilson, who's running P3, is up 11 positions, 14 positions for Shelby. Now, the pit stops is the one that we'll talk about.
I was just about to say these drivers have gained a lot of positions, but they still owe us that pit stop that the other drivers, most of the drivers,
absolutely.
have taken.
Stop ruining my stats, Oliver. You're nothing but an absolute cock block of stats.
I'm a stat blogger.
You're a bollocks. But anyway, right.
So
bear with me.
Satan.
Right, bear with me for a second. So the speed trap, the fastest car in the speed trap is actually T1, 259 kilometers an hour. And now, this is the thing, the pit stops. So I know for a fact, Ambuga here has definitely changed tyres. Pryor has splashed and dashed. Vargo has splashed and dashed. Otto has done tyres. Usmanov has done tyres. Dunn has done tyres. Go has done tyres. Kripselli has done tyres. Dunn had a long stop, but it wasn't tyres. It was damage and fuel. Then we've got Rainsheart, who was literally fuel and damage. Batek stopped for nearly a minute, so he had Mahusov damage, fuel and tyres. Jay Wilson, tyres and fuel. The Natalie, I think, was damage and fuel from, I think, what happened with yourself early on. Reinhardt was definitely fuel, tyres and damage. Definitely Grevschmal was fuel, tyres and damage in minute and 16 seconds. Taglioni, 1 minute and 15 seconds stopped, was definitely damage and tyres. 2 minutes 42 for Random Friday. That was probably just massive damage alone. So, yeah, not many people have done splash and dashes. A lot of people have already done the tyres. That's a ballsy move.
That's what I told you in the start of the race, that it is likely that people are not used to these kinds of races, and they'll do this thing. And a lot of people do it for a long time in their sim racing careers, as they feel like they can gain the time back in. But in a race like this, in a 1.5 hour race, taking 2 sets of fresh tires are never worth it.
Well, can we just say, Oliver, we don't know if they're going to take tires. You're talking bollocks until we see if they took tires.
We don't know if they take tires on the next stint, of course, or next time they stop. But it is very likely that if you take the tires so early in the race that you're not even at the halfway point when you take your tires, then you're probably taking them in your next one as well.
Possibly, like, it depends. I think if I had major damage right earlier on, I probably would have done the tyres with that one. I just took the biggest pain now. Because look, it's that cold. It's only 7 degrees. The tyres are still going to be nice in this, no matter how you drive.
No, I don't think they would be. After what I see on my own tires in practice and what I heard from the Porsche drivers, and the tire wear was actually pretty bad, because even though that the tarmac itself are not that harsh to the tires, if you're not a smooth enough driver...
Oh no, it's down to inputs, 100%.
Will still glide over top of the surface and scratch it. And I do feel like that a lot of people on the pace that we see in general in ACC, they do that a lot.
Yeah, I think when I was seriously racing this and I had a bit of pace in the McLaren and that, I used to find, because I drove a little bit more aggressive, my tyres would kind of die about the 35-40 minute mark, but they would come back in at about 45 minutes in. So you'd have about 5 minutes of pain, and they do kind of get a second lease of life. In the Porsche, I never had that. In the Porsche, once those rear tyres died, they never came back. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's just... Yeah, but you're also a horrible driver, so it makes perfect sense.
I am a genius. I'm a racing god. I'm the Kanye West of racing.
Ah, yes, of course.
Oh, big spin there.
Oh, big spin for Team SPX, the Lamborghini of Team XPS.
Going through Maggots and Beckett's. Point there. It has to be the curve. No, he
loses with the braking. He's turning the wheel a bit too much when he's braking, and that causes the original small spin there that he understeers.
I reckon he lifted off though as well. I know, because it happened to me. I made a similar error when I tried lifting off in that corner.
Of course he lifted off. He was going too quickly.
Nah, you can never go quick enough.
Well, the thing is that I always tell my endurance teammates is that you don't lift the throttle until you see the checkered flag or guard.
Literally. Literally. But no, it's Magnus and Beckett. You know yourself in these GT3s. There is a car that you can kind of lift a little bit there and get away with it, and that really is for me. It's the McLaren. I feel I can still let off a little bit and carry it.
Oh, 100%. The McLaren will stay planted.
Yeah.
Actually, most cars will do that if you're not over rotating the wheel. If you keep it within what the car can actually do. It's a matter of knowing your car,
Yeah.
knowing how to react in those situations. So most cars can do it. But yeah, if you keep your maximum steering inputs in and you're really over rotating it, then most cars will spin you out in that situation. Also, when he comes in, as he was doing for that one, it's a little bit of a rough one.
And you know yourself, a bit of overcorrection as well will throw you back the other way as well. You need to be so gentle, and you're kind of more controlling it with the throttle as well as the steering to get these yokes back straight.
Yeah, and you can do it with the brake as well. If you do it like a power spin, then you can just while you're keeping your foot planted on throttle and start using the brake while you're still on the throttle. That can help you straighten out the car if you start going into a large
Pit lane's
spin.
now busy, by the way. Renshack, Polycott, Shelby, and Warren are all in the pits. Then we also have Grouchmore.
They have taken tires this time around, these guys. That would at least be
Have a
the
look.
presumed strategy.
So on here with them now. So Shelby's definitely taking tires. He's just leaving. Renschnock is taking tires, I would assume. Batek's in the pits now as well. Where did Polycott come out? So Polycott didn't take tires this time round. Andy didn't. He only done a 22-second stop, so that was probably damaging fuel. Nathan Warren definitely took tires.
That's interesting. He might actually not take tires in this race then.
Well, he's in the Ferrari, but that 90 minutes though, one set of tires is asking a lot. And even in the Ferrari,
Yeah, that's still quite a bit. But if you're good enough on the tires, I would not expect anyone to be that good on the tires. But I know that some drivers they can do it. But
and we've got Bartolocci and Buga and Siotto in the pits.
I wouldn't want to drive those cars by the end of the stints with no tires.
Maybe
he just forgot to. Maybe he set his pit stop strategies up wrong, and his preferred strat was no tire change for his first stop, and then just forgot to put the tires on.
Well, he still has one more pit stop to go, so this could be just. Yeah, it's a lot for a splash and dash 22-second stops.
Yeah, but again, he would have to fuel about 78 liters if he's fueling to go just a single liter next time around. So, and that's the thing. If he just forgot to check that box that says tire change, then it's a very unfortunate situation. So I myself, I've tried that once before in an endurance race where I handed the car over to my teammate, and he was not pleased.
Yeah, well, look, to be honest with you, but the way I look at that there, he'd be silly then to do a splash and dash. He's going to need to change tyres in next. Like, it makes no sense, that one.
We completely agree on that, Mooney. I'm not saying anything else.
No, we don't.
Yes.
I disagree with you. If you tell me the world's round, it's fucking flat.
I'm not saying it's a good strategy. I'm just trying to tell you what could have happened. He might just not have checked that box by accident.
That happened to me before, where I forgot to turn on fuel and there was mandatory fuel, and then I had to pit the second time. It was a pain in the arse. I'd accidentally, when I got damaged, someone had rear-ended me, so I turned off fixing the damage because it's only like 5 seconds. I must have hit off, the fuel in as well. So Aaron Holloway's in the pits for his first pit stop here. Where's he going to come out and pace to Pavlova? It's going to be the question. Pavlova changed tyres, just to be aware. Aaron Holloway looks like he's changing tyres. He's now in there nearly 30 seconds. But Aaron Holloway is...
Oh, yeah. Of course he's changing tyres at this point.
Not necessarily. He could have 5 hours worth of damage.
Not if you forgot to check the box, but he is definitely changing tyres.
And look at this. Mark Healy, who won our amateur championship last season, now leading the race. I know he hasn't pitted yet, but good to see him up there in the lead and getting a taste.
What he's doing now, he's just hoping for a safety car, red flag, to get the pit stops over with. A safety car would be preferred for Healy at this point. Okay,
Oliver, we have to do it. Box, box, box. Retire the car, Mark. Box, box, box. You left your lipstick on it.
Box and retire. Box and retire. There's a spanner in the car.
That spanner is Oliver.
He is right behind you. That's why you have been getting those massages throughout the race.
It's not just a semi-bucket seat that's massaging you. You never know. I drive that GT3 all day long. Oliver, massage me.
No, but no fairness, he's doing a good job of just being
I'm
in the
delighted for him.
position there. Yeah, it's even though that the pit stops are what they are time-wise, he's still technically leading a race and being within the window for that. It's still a remarkable thing to do when you're not the quickest driver in the world.
Yeah.
Of course, if you can, that just taking the few moments in the spotlight as race leader is always fun.
By the way, we didn't give Pryor any kudos for having the Aston Martin F1 livery. Although it looks a lot better than the Aston Martin livery on the car. Although the Aston Martin, as we did discuss in episode 1 of our podcast, a bit of an old drop. Yeah, the Aston livery is quite nice.
So long ago we did episode 1, but remember, guys, to check out our newest episode 2, that is live.
And Oliver, where can they find it?
They can find it on Pornhub.
Oh, nice.
No, wait, no, that's another episode 2 that I made.
That's a different episode.
They can find it here on YouTube if you go search the Supercharged broadcast, because we want to have a ton of different YouTube channels for things because of reasons.
Well, let's don't the podcast been on the normal channel.
Yeah, there would be no point in that. If you go seek that, then you can find our famous broadcasters. We have apparently for a brief moment been joined in the commentary booth by someone who just left again.
Oh, was that Aces by any chance?
I don't know. He had a picture of Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, I don't know who that was.
No, and honestly, we do not care.
Ah, we do.
No, we don't.
Will be annoy Aaron, would you reckon, to the comments box? No, actually, no. He's waiting for a race. No, I won't. I won't be mean to him, or will I?
I don't think you'll be that mean to him. I think it'll be perfectly fair to get him just dragged out of his comfort zone and into the comms box.
Right, let's do it. I'll wait till he's on a good part of the track. God help him.
No, you don't do this to Aaron. He's doing such a good job being 12 seconds behind. Jesus Christ, Aaron.
Right, he's going onto a straight now. We're going to do it. Go, Aaron, win the race. Woo!
I'm trying.
You are live on the stream, Aaron Holloway. It's a new thing that we are trying with interviewing the drivers mid-race.
You did it to me.
How have your race gone so far, except for the obvious spin?
Yeah, other than the spin, it's been alright. I feel like he was like 1.5 seconds the whole race. I feel like he was just waiting for the pit stops, to be honest. But I'm trying. I'm battling my heart out.
Don't like to hear him.
I'm not giving up.
You basically lost 8 seconds on the spin alone, but now you are 13 seconds behind. Do you reckon that you could still crawl it in?
Well, I'm not going to give up, so I'll keep going to the end.
That's what we love to hear.
What type of champagne do they usually give you on the podium here at the Supercharged Motorsports Racing Series?
I know, I have a serious racing question. Who do you think is going to win the next handball championship?
World Cup. Yeah, World Cup. We are only talking World Cups.
Yeah.
India,
yeah. I could see that happen, as they are very small people. That could be an advantage.
Oh my god. Right, Aaron, I'm going to pop you back in so you can race him, please.
Before we send you off, which air balloon do you reckon is the most famous of all time that didn't crash?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would think.
I have one more question for him.
Don't ask him about what he thinks of your micro penis. People are getting tired of that question.
I need him to tell me it's cute.
Yeah, we will just pop it up on your dashboard in the car, and then you can tell us if something's wrong with it.
No, honestly, no. Here's a serious racing question. So if you're stuck in an island with Oliver and Dominic, which one would you bang to make sure you live?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not going to dignify that one.
Come on. We need to know. The viewers need to know.
No comment.
Oliver, he's picking Dominic. He's trying to save your feelings.
Yeah, I think so as well. But we can see that you missed an apex there. Do you reckon that you'll miss more of those in the race?
I'm going to put him back in.
Considering the state of my tyres at the end of that stint, yes.
Alright, Aaron, I'm popping you back in before anything else happens.
We were just about to start giving you actual racing questions, but okay, fair enough, Moni. And there's a stop go 30 for done.
Oh, Don, you poor devil, you. If he was on board, I would get him in as well for an interview, but he's not. But honestly, like, as much of taking the piss out of Aaron, he's doing a phenomenal job up in P2. Hopefully he can pull in that time. I think it's going to be a bit much of an ask now. That McLaren, obviously, once it gets going, once you get your eye on the ball, it's a very, very hard car to then overtake around this track. Very easy to defend with it.
Well, yeah, it depends on how you set the car up, of course, because on Silverstone, you can both run the medium and high, low. And you can basically run all the downforce, and probably not high downforce, that would be pure stupidity, but you either run medium or low around here.
But it's such an easy track, though, to defend on.
Yeah, but only if you run the low. The McLaren are not the quickest car. It's obviously not the slowest car either. It is a reasonable car. It does have some legs under it, but it is not the fastest in a straight, and you can almost with certainty see other cars be quicker than that going in a straight line. So yeah, but again, Silverstone, the thing about Silverstone are that when you want to make the overtaking move, you'll have to sort of juke the car ahead of you into taking the wrong line, or you have to get him to take take a less optimum line out of a corner so you can set it up into the next one.
I think
the car's retiring, it looks like. For instance, Hangar Straight, obviously you can make the overtake into Stove, but then you're going to get switched back. So what you want to do there, trying to force the other car into the defensive line and then cut it back and make the overtake into the following corner. And basically that's how it goes around here, or you have to rely on someone making a mistake. But up in the top of the field, it's not that often that we see mistakes are made, unless if we mention that they're not going to make any of them, of course.
We curse them. But I have to say, though, I agree with you slightly, but because I drove here in a BMW M6, and for one of my teammates, I held up half the grid in the Amigos race that time, my car was slower on the straights than others. I do believe if you have enough racing wit about you, you can hold anyone else up.
The M6 is not slow in a straight line.
Oh no, the way I had it set. No, the way I had it set up, it was definitely one of the slower cars.
You have just been eating nails, yeah, but that's because you're so slow out of the corners that you're holding the other drivers up there so they couldn't get on the throttle.
Because I only done one set of tires in a 2.5-hour race because I'm a legend. But this is the thing. But I'm just trying to state that, like, really and truly, anybody, like, if I can easily defend several cars that are faster, anyone else can. It's a very hard track to overtake unless you force an error. But if you're fighting somebody, so the likes of what I'm saying for Aaron, if he's fighting somebody who's good at defending, it's going to be super hard work to get by. Like, it's nigh on impossible.
You need to force a small error so you can get the speed advantage out of a corner. The slipstream are not enough around here usually. You can obviously, if you get it extremely right, just not once a truck into it, but normally you will not have enough slipstream to get all the way alongside the other car. Then you have to rely on him giving you the room and not risking his own race by just chopping across you.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yes, it will, especially for Aaron. But who were we talking about before? It wasn't Aaron.
I'm going to talk about Slaven Go because it's only 0.7 of a second off Kripsezi.
The Irishman. Yeah, he's an Irishman. He loves to drink the Guinness.
He doesn't sound like he had a stroke, man.
Yeah, he sounds like this.
You sound like a German who's trying to put on an accent.
We all know he sounds like this, you fucking cunt. He's Irish. YouTube, we didn't say that this is not live, right? We can bleep it out afterwards.
Oh, I know. I just changed it to not for kids. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, then we can start swearing. Perfect.
No, because I'm not having my streams like this. Actually, that's one thing. In my last stream, didn't swear once. And then you come in and ruin it. Yeah. Trying to do a good stream for people, and then you come in and drag it down. That's how it is.
Oh, I can just leave you again, Mooney, no problem.
You're just dragging it down. On the podcast, you're nearly well behaved. And then you come on here thinking that it's just an absolute playground.
You're right, Mooney. I'm quitting the stream, and yeah, I think that's the most reasonable thing to do. Basically, if I just quit the stream and let you handle it all.
And could you sell your house and then give me all your money from the house too, please? Please? I want your money. I want your money. Just give me your house, please.
I leave you 1 second and you're already selling yourself on the internet.
No, I'm trying to get you to sell your house and give me your money as well. Right, on here now with Nate and Warren. I'm not trying to get you to sell your house and steal all your money. Oh, Aaron Holloway's had a spin.
Oh no! Oh dearie me, that's not good for Aaron. He's down in fifth. Wow, that's not the
Ooh.
best place to have to spin. That caused him a bit of contact. I would assume that
Ooh.
he's taking his final pit stop now and getting that damage fixed. And Bartek coming
Oh.
around there, we can see with the flashing lights, of course.
At least he can't blame me or you for dragging him in.
No. This is his own fault. It's just the one. There was a split second where you have the lack of talent, then everything goes wrong, as it almost does there for Slaven Go as well. But no, that was a bit of an unfortunate situation there for Evan Holloway. He has basically just driven a race that's been perfect except for 2 situations. So it is very unfortunate that those situations have cost him so much. Mystery having the fastest lap of the race.
He's trying to get some temperature in there, weaving on the straights. Fast lap of the race at 158.015. And these cold conditions, that's a very, very, very nice lap.
You know what, if I was that far behind, then when I was running low on fuel, I would pit in and take just a tad of fuel for qualifying fuel and fresh tires just to try and get that fastest lap and be like, haha, suckers. And don't care about taking an extra stuff, it doesn't matter really for Mystery at this point, he's just driving out there.
Well, he's driving for fun now at the end of the day. Look, to be honest with you, that incident that happened with him, like, the McLaren was unlucky, ran too wide, hit the grass, and it was just basically anyone who got murdered, and that was just super unlucky there. Like, there's not much you could do there. Like, when you were looking back at that, it was just a phenomenally huge accident.
Yeah, spectacular, of course, for everyone.
Well, not for the guys involved. I think of a replay over here, bear with me. Yeah, this is it here. Yeah, you can see he's on the grass and whoa. That was huge.
It is what it is.
Yeah. The joys, the absolute joys. On with Constantine, I think now at this stage, he could nearly turn it down a gear and just relax a little bit because he's 22 seconds clear of P2.
Yeah, he's just driving out there for fun as well at this point, just having it nice and chill.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure, look. The joys of it, the joys of it. Going back though, Grev Schmal is after having a moment there. So, okay. He lost the going in. I'm assuming that... I'm assuming he was hitting the sausage cars and he done the right thing there by throwing it into reverse. Driving straight out there blind would have probably caused more murder than it was worth.
Ah, it's always worth the murder.
To a point.
What are we talking about here?
Just
I thought we were talking about it when your neighbors are looking at you funny.
Oh, no. You're allowed murder them then. That's no problem. And
yeah.
By the way, can we say it on stream about your good news?
That Viagra is still working for men?
Yes. I was going to say about your new role, that's all.
What new role?
So, Oliver has a new job, but his new job is a stripper. I might as well tell everyone what you do for a living.
Yes, though I think that people who have followed me on OnlyFans for quite a while,
Jesus
they know
Christ.
this. I have linked my OnlyFans account in the About You section on the Discord. Please go and give me a follow and all your money. It would be very kind of you.
I
will send you custom content if you send me a bank account and your social data, of course.
Oh man, what you sent me there? She's beautiful.
Yes, that's my future. That's my future wife.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant.
I would mind getting arrested by her. She can put me in handcuffs any day.
Oh my god. God. Esco though, Slaven Go is the closest battle out there at the minute, although just as I say that, Mr. Ciotto is coming up near Shelby now.
The thing is, I think she's Eastern European. You know how the Eastern European ladies get
no. Stop talking like that. No. No. This is a stream for families and people to enjoy the racing, not what you're saying. Stop that shit, man.
Everyone who is tuning in to get the normal experience is getting very surprised.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways,
Alfredo
back to
Netley.
Natale, who's doing quite a good job keeping it P21. Just 1 second behind one of the Duns at this point. He could get the overtake done soon on Dunn in the Dunn car. You reckon that he could get that done?
I don't think he's going to get that done just yet, because Dunn there is just taking his time. He knows what needs to be done, but he is sponsored by Dunn's in the Dunn racing machine. But Dunn knows he just has to wait.
Yeah, it's the fun fact about Dunn is you know where he lives. He lives in Dundee.
Oh my gosh.
It's Dundee Dunn.
Oh my god. But Dunn is actually catching up to Batek at the minute, so this is legit.
This is Dundee Barry Dunn catching up to Bartek, the one and only. But we have seen on boards of Bartek earlier in the years that he's very aggressive on that steering wheel, so his tires must be screaming to be replaced. More than the men that you normally take home, Mooney.
No, but in fairness, he's not as aggressive on the inputs anymore. He's getting a much better drive. He's getting smoother as well.
Yeah, he is getting better, to be fair, but I did watch a little bit of his driving style here during the free practice, and if he just needs to take that little bit of the final aggressiveness off, like he'll go nice into the corner, all of a sudden it's just full the steering input still. If that goes away, then he'll be much better off on those tires. As Terry just got overtaken there. Terry Dunn, of course.
Have we talked about Terry Dunn at all?
I don't think that Terry Dunn is the Dundee Dunn, the number 80 Dunn. That's the Dundee Dunn.
Fair play. The Natley actually made quite easy work of him, to be fair, so Dunn must have had a bit of an issue going through Maggots and Beckett's.
There was a big gap between them before when they crossed that finish line, so I don't know what actually happened there in the overtaking move. There must have been some kind of mistake there, but Bartek, he have a car all over the wing of him. That's Barry Dunn from a Doncaster.
Batek's doing a good job. I got to give him props. Shelby here at Ciotto getting close enough again, as of course into the pits goes Bartolucci, or just coming out of the pit, should I say, is Bartolucci just behind him there. So these guys here having a good fight for 11th and 12th at the minute. Slavigo is still about a second behind Chris Espy in P7 and P8 there, but this battle here, Oliver, is definitely heating up.
Oh, it's very hot, this battle. The Lamborghini is a little bit of a difficult one to get complete control of if you're not a skilled driver, but Shelby does look very skilled in this one at least, and he have been catching up to Scudetto around the race, and this is definitely getting into the point where you would call it an action-packed battle, where the Lamborghini might at some point go for the move and try the overtake on the Ferrari, of course.
Of course, though, Shelby does need to...
Ahead of these two cars are two of our favorite cars in the entirety of the race.
Oh, 100%. But just to state there as well, Shelby, while racing hard behind, does have to do another pit stop. So it's kind of an artificial race, but a great artificial race, because he's putting pressure on Ciotto, who's actually going to slow up his race as well, by having to look behind as well. But yeah, let's jump on now to one of our favourite cars. Where are we now? We'll go on with Ambuga here in this beautiful... Is it a Datsun?
I think it's a Datsun, yes. Might be. It's hard to tell from this camera angle, of course. Those round tail lights, they do confuse me. It's either Datsun or like the Mitsubishi Colt or something like that. It's hard to say what type of machine he's driving.
It does sound good though, doesn't it?
Oh, I wouldn't know because I don't have any sound on what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, now I have. Oh, I didn't know you could do that because other place where I do the broadcasting, I never get the option to have the sound. But yeah, that Nissan is. Nissan is sounding very nicely, and I shouldn't talk over the great engine sound. I think we should actually do this from when he goes through the second sector, the exit of the second sector. Then we would both shut up and just enjoy an onboard lap with Mbuga.
Or
how about that?
Or the people watching can vote who they want to have a full on-board lap where me and you should have.
I don't trust the people. Let's start with Mbuga and then they can vote afterwards.
Wow, I trust you guys, but do you know what, Oliver? Because I love the Nissan, we'll do that now in a second. We'll wait for him to start his lap. So once he goes over that start-finish line in about another half a lap's time, then we'll jump on with it.
I was just about to say, do you know which layout we are driving?
Yeah, it's another half a lap away. Well,
Yeah,
not even
just
half of
saying
that.
as we were coming up to the GP start finish, I was like, what start finish?
The timing, yeah, I suppose the timing was off, but no, but sure, I know that's the older start of the circuit, but yeah, the GT cars, of course, use a different layout as well. But what
Do
good
you
thing
know
though,
why?
pit lane.
No, it says, yeah, but do you know why they use the other pit lane? They don't use a GP one.
No, I thought it was down to having more pit boxes.
No, not at all. No, it's actually not that. It's because it's much more expensive for them to have the other one open, and Silverstone just doesn't want to do that for the GTs.
Oh, they
It's too
charge them
expensive
more
opening.
money.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's relax. Oliver, stop that. Stop.
What a great lap on board the Nissan that was. But you told me to relax, Mooney, so obviously I had to relax.
I know I did. That's why I asked you to relax. By not by doing those different things. You know yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have to say the Nissan, it sounds good, but also he looked quite smooth with his inputs as well when he's driving around.
Yeah, and that's the thing you have to do in the Nissan to be fast. Overdriving this car is not a good idea.
No.
Because that will wear too much, and you don't gain too much speed out of it. The smoother you are within the Nissan on your inputs, the quicker you will be. Ooh, stop, go 30 for the Bentley of Warren there.
Oh, wow.
Pit lane speeding, I'm getting told in the back of my ears.
Oh.
That is.
Isn't that horrible on his last pit stop as well?
That is a true heartbreak to get that stop go 30, and especially with only 20 minutes left of top racing here tonight.
Oh my god, that's so unlucky there for him. But interesting to still see, though, 9 of the top 10 are still yet to pit.
Yeah, and I think they will come in for a splash and dash, but that they could try to wait as long as possible. And I think that's what they're doing at this point, because if they go into the pits now, the tires will obviously cool down by going through the pit lane, and that often causes issues when you go back out on the same set of tires. It's hard to get them to feel proper again afterwards.
Yeah, it's
They always feel slower when they had that cool down period. So I reckon that most of the people, they will be smart and take it as deep as possible in the race. Of course, they might have other feels about whether or not that's a good idea, but we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Pryor there is delighted knowing that this Bentley be getting out of his way soon enough for that stop go 30. But a question for you as well: what do you think about?
Got out the way there.
Yeah, unusual. But what do you think about the new Aston Martin GT3? The new look, the new model. It looks absolutely beautiful. Have you seen it on track yet?
I've only seen the pictures of it. But yeah, it's a thing of beauty. The cuts on the car. I like this. The now it would be the old generation, but I like that one as well when you looked at it from the front end. And I never really liked the back of the Aston Martins, to be perfectly honest. I think that's a little bit too much. But the front of the new one, it just looks clean. It's much smooth. I think the old one looked a little bit more aggressive, like that middle thing between when a car looks like an angry man and a soft woman. That it was a little bit in between those two. But the new one, that's so soft in the shapes, is so beautiful to look at. It's a piece of art, basically.
Yeah. I wonder, will it be competitive?
And that's the thing. We'll have to wait and see. Normally, when there's a new Evo of a car, it takes everyone who have to bob the car a little bit of time to get it perfectly right. But normally they like to bob it a little bit too much, so it's too slow originally from the race organizer's point of view in the first couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of an unfortunate situation, back in the old days when the bob was originally introduced into racing, then they wouldn't bob the cars until after the first couple of rounds, so they would have a few rounds where they could just smash anyone out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just some of the magic that's gone away, where we got to see what the manufacturers truly could do. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Normally, new cars perform well over the course of a few seasons, or at least within a few seasons, they start to perform well.
Do you think that's going to be released in ACC for the Nuremberg release?
Well, ACC, they have always introduced at least one car when they do the track, so it would be optimum. I've actually heard rumors today that the Nürburgring release that will come on the Nürburgring release will come on the April 1st, which is a slightly strange day to put out such a big DLC, but
yeah,
we'll basically have to wait and see what happens there. I do think that it will be included, as I can't see any other cars that could be included in the next pack, as this is not a wake style, of course, and they don't have access to the GT3 Mustang.
Yeah, it's so annoying, isn't it?
Yes, so I would reckon that would be the car coming, or GT3 Civ or Corvette for that matter.
Yeah.
But I would expect it to be the next car coming into the game. I don't necessarily think it will come as part of the DLC pack. It might come as a free update on the side of the DLC. They have done that before also. For instance, with the BMW and the McLaren Evo, you didn't need the DLC to get that one.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
But yeah, that's just we'll have to wait and see what happens. I haven't read through, but obviously I think you could go onto Kuno's website and they would probably already tell you what exactly is included in that upcoming DLC.
Yeah. What annoyed me was to get Valencia here, you had to get that smelly Ferrari as well. The 296 for me, it is a decent car, but I just, every time I drive it, I'll enjoy it over kind of practice, but then in a race I just don't enjoy it. I find it a very boring car to race.
I have only driven the car for a total of 15 minutes, and I decided this is not for me. I don't like it. It's not it's too stable,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how aggressive you drive the car; it just stays on the track. Obviously, you can get it to do strange stuff as well, but it's just such an easy car to drive. And it's the same that I'm hearing from other people who are driving the Ferrari, that they drive because it's easy and they know it's good on tires, they know it's good on fuel. What's going on here between the two McLarens? It's Di Natale at the back mark, I think. Or is that a guy ahead, or is that Robin maybe?
Let me have a look here. I'm going to go back here. It looks like he overtook two cars off the track though and kept the positions. So he tries to cut across with the BMW, goes straight on.
And he gets pushed there by the Beamer. Yeah, he should have needs to give that one back to both of them actually.
Yeah.
Especially that other McLaren, that even makes that second move even worse when he just pulls across him. But the thing is, he might not have seen him then try to move out of the way to give it back. It doesn't look like it, as Di Natale is still ahead of Robin at this point.
Wow. He's flashing that. Okay.
Now Robin have gotten back past Di Natale. I thought it was Di Natale who crossed across the ground. Wasn't it Di Natale who did that, or was that Robin?
Di Natale definitely pushed by Rowan. I don't know, there must have been a move after that then that we just missed.
Yeah, Bartek in the front of all this flashing the lights as well. I think he just sees a car flashing behind and feels I need to do this too. Because Bartek is no one near anyone.
No. Bartek's just being Bartek.
Yeah. Basically. But yeah, but this have meant that this is now a three-way battle for position, for 18th position in the race, actually two McLarens and a BMW.
Yeah, the BMW is looking for a way back by now. This is getting very spicy.
I think the BMW is just taking a chill behind these guys and waiting for them to crash together, but it does seem to be quite aggressive between them.
And look at that, Shelby comes out 4th position right behind this battle as well, so you've got 4 guys less than a second, I think it is now.
I was just about to say someone came out on track there behind them. Yeah, it's actually getting quite of an interesting battle that's happening here behind Rowan in the race. And that's the race lead. Oh, no, sorry, not the race lead anymore. But that's Aaron Holloway in the background coming up to lap them as well soon. I don't think these guys, they will be pulling over to let him go through easily.
No, I don't see that happening at all. Because all these guys are pitted as well.
Yeah, exactly. And they are in a tighter battle with less than 10 minutes to go. But again, Holloway is a smart driver. I don't think that he will start risking his car even further to get through these quicker.
No, exactly. I think we found the Italian Batek with flashing though.
Yeah, it does look like it, that Alfred Di Natale, Di Natale, or whatever you want to call this dude or lady, of course, it's hard to say in these days. Ooh, drive through there for Wilson. Drive through for the BMW in this battle.
No way.
This is a terrible time once again to get the drive through with just under 10 minutes to go of this race.
Or at least it's not a stop-go.
Yeah, the stop goes you would only accumulate in the pit lane, or if you get multiple drive-throughs while still being on track, then if you get a harsh enough track cuts at this point, I think you need to get 2 more after getting the drive-through while you're still on track. Then you get an SG5 or is it SG10 you start off with there. Then it just builds. I have seen those in game before in races where there are no race control on. So, and I just assume that that's how they happen, that they occur, because you can't get them in any other way, I think. But yeah, such a tough one there for Wilson. Tough pillow to swallow for him. Not pillow, pill to swallow for him. Imagine swallowing a whole pillow.
Well, it could be either. But yeah, look, it's a tough one. But at the end of the day, what I'm looking at here though as well, Aaron Holloway, obviously after having the monumental crash as well, still running a P4. There's a possibility that he could be getting P3.
I think he'll get P3, but look at this. He's only 8.3 seconds behind P3, and P3 still owes us a pit stop.
He could possibly actually be up for P2, depending on how long P2 stop for.
That's a little bit, because it's
only on a minute. It's only on a minute though. Looking at the gap, 25 seconds, 26 and 8. So
yeah, but at this point, I don't think that he'll have any reason to stop for a very long time in the pit lane. I think it's about just under 30 seconds you lose on the drive-through around here. Then plus 4 seconds of just doing the splash and dash, so I don't think that he will catch up. But again, it's yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell what actually happens. Maybe Beluga will do some weird strategies and by accident change tires, or by accident, or he maybe have damage and will forget to not repair it or something like that. We never know in these situations. Anything could possibly happen still in the race.
It will happen as well.
Oh yeah, if you try to curse him, of course it will.
So, Oliver Alderson's had a great race.
Oh yes, I'm actually still winning.
Technically, you can still join the race and get points.
Oh, let me just do that, just for the sake of it. Go back on track and cause a big incident. No, I think it's perfectly fine at this point. But yeah, we will. We'll see what happens in the last bit of this pit stop round. 6 minutes 30 seconds to go of the race, plus 1 lap for the race leader. Or at least he'll have to finish the lap that he have started when the timer runs out. That's the racing rules here on the Supercharged Motorsports YouTube channel. And Discord community as well, of course, as that's where this YouTube channel audience
and
from.
Twitch. With Twitch
and Twitch. Don't forget the Twitch. There's also a Twitch, and if you're watching on Twitch, then please say hi in the chat. Yellow flags are out somewhere on the track. Oh, they disappeared again. Just a quick yellow flags are out somewhere on the track.
Reinhardt.
That's Reinhardt. That sounds very German in the Ferrari.
Oh, so it's the Dominic's twin.
Yeah, must be.
So let's see what happens.
Into the loop and then villagers the other way around. I think he touches that inside sausage then and spins. No, he doesn't.
The grass and the
Oh, he
exit.
gets on the grass. The grass and the exit spins him. Classic mistake. But he does not keep the front end as he's just taking the brake immediately there to make it predictable what's happening for the drivers behind to take evasive action. And I guess stop go 30 for Gulota. Stop go 30 for Gulota further down. That must have been the pitch. And the car's parked on the outside there of Maggis and Beckett's.
He's back going now anyway.
That's one of the Estons, not many Estons. Yeah, that's Gulota with the stop go 30. He must have been frustrated after coming out of the pits, seeing that stop go 30 popping up next to him, done with the drive-through as well. Is that a new one? That's a Dundee done.
Yeah, that's another
Dundee
done.
Done with the drive-through there, and there are a lot of drive-throughs happening at this point. So I think the drivers are getting a little bit tired, and they might be pushing it maybe once too many over the track limits. Because do remember that you have the free track cuts that you can take at the fourth one. You do get the drive-through. And I think that's what has been happening to quite a few of the drive-throughs that we see coming in now.
Could you imagine F1 drivers racing ACC for the first time expecting a 3-second penalty for 3 corner cuts? F1 drive-through. It's totally different.
Yeah, but then again, I don't think the track cuts that unfair at AC because they are quite lenient. If it is not just getting one wheel over the white line, it is a little bit more than that. And the reason why people are pushing it to the limits are because you can.
He runs in for his drive-through now.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he's just parking and retiring. It looks like he gets going again. Maybe he was considering a pit stop for some reason or haven't taken a drive-through before and didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's a tough one for him. But yeah, like I have to say one thing though, yeah. In terms of track limits, you can abuse the track in GT car racing. To really cut a corner, you have to be really pushing the limit. So I think it's only fair to treat them. You do get a drive-through.
Yeah. And you know it when you have it's fault for getting the drive, but when you have the free warnings on hand, then you know you have to be more safe with your driving and more secure. And now it's a time. This lap and the next lap will be the final opportunities for the drivers to take the pit stops.
Pavlov's in.
Race leader Pavlova comes into the pits. We assume that Bulgar's coming into the pits as well to get that done.
Get what done? Is Dunn's driving? Is Dunn driving his car sponsored by Dunn?
Dunn is doing a good job being done with driving that Dundee Dunn car. Steve going too hard over the grass.
That was Slavin. So Pavlov was stopped for 5 seconds.
Yeah, he rejoins in the lead as well. Now let's follow Bologa and see how long he actually just stays in the box.
3,
enough time
4,
there.
5.
Yeah. And he's out as quick splash and dash. Unfortunate for Holloway that he didn't stay in there for longer. But Otto into the pits. Holloway will easily overtake him and sneak back into the podium positions as Holloway comes around the final corner or final bend at that point. Bologa coming out the pits. It might actually be close between them. Holloway does have the overspeed. Coming out here. Still quite a bit of a gap, but you never know with Bologa having tires that have gone down into temperature at this point. He will have to warm them up. It will be this lap and one more for the drivers.
100%. Yeah, Aaron's about 6.7 seconds
Stop go 30
off.
for Otto. Stop go 30 for Otto. Although it is like a bit second, he's in P3. It's because he haven't crossed the next timing line. But he will drop from P4 in the race. Will Otto? I think that's Wilson right behind him. But this is... No, Wilson is much further back, it looks like. But this is very unfortunate for Otto here.
He needs to serve it literally this lap, otherwise I think it's about 120 or 180 seconds they add on.
Yeah, this is very bad for him. But Booga, final driver to take the pit stop into the pits. Booga.
In the Nissan.
Sam and Booga, not to be confused with Sambuga, of course, but yeah.
And Jayesh, I think, is after doing it. Did he do? Jayesh has, I think, gone for tire changes, coming back out to do one more hot lap.
Yeah, but this is not a good timing for him because he will get this, depending on where the race leader is in comparison to him, whether or not that he will actually get a lap after this to go for it.
No, this is it. Last lap.
Yeah, the last more. No, but then he's not another lap behind, so he will actually get one more. He will have one attempt on these fresh tires.
He already
Although he
holds a
is,
157.860.
yeah, but maybe he can do it even quicker.
Let's see. So the thing about it is, Otto needs to jump into pits now. He needs to serve it. It's time beneficial for him to take the 30 seconds hit now instead of being absolutely murdered now with 100 plus seconds.
Yes, I would say so as well. But whether or not that he knows that.
I hope he does, because it's painful. I remember the race where Chica was in the lead, winning the race. And remember, he didn't serve. He got 180 seconds. Well, he doesn't know.
Yeah, but
Oh my
does
god!
vary. It does vary from track to track how much penalty you get from this.
I'd rather take 30 seconds than an extra that it gives.
Yeah, exactly. It is never worth it to stay out on track, and that's the way that they have made sure that it works.
Yeah.
So that is unfortunate for Otto, but yeah, he'll just have to deal with it at this point. He have made his bet, and force only favors the brave, and the odds was not forever in his favor.
No, not at all. But unfortunately, but look, for not being in their favour, it's being in Pavlov's favour. Once he got clear of kind of the midfield kind of bit where he was, he's been absolutely flying in that McLaren though. He's been consistently in the mid 58s. So consistently, like the overall the fastest driver than JS out there in terms of consistency with lap times. Although last lap he was quite a long lap, but that's due to the pit stop as well. Well, he's been very consistent there, while everyone else is kind of in the 159s, 201s now at the minute. But here we are, crossing the line now. Constantine.
Take the checker flag. First place, Constantine Pavola. Constantine Pavola takes the win on the Silverstone racetrack this time around. Marco Bulaga will probably come around to finish in second position. Not far ahead of Aaron Holloway, to be perfect. Aaron Holloway have done a great job catching up to Bulaga here. Marco Bulaga in the 200 car taking the second step of the podium, and Aaron Holloway, after two spins and one of them resulting in a big crash, rounds out the top three on the podium. Let's see how much penalty Otto will get when he crosses the start-finish line this time around. This is not good for him.
Like, by the time when you slow down and get back up to speed here, talk about 35 seconds you're losing, max.
Yes, but he will cross the start-finish line now.
60
seconds, not too bad, but that also roughly what you're losing on the stop-go 30 around here, so yeah, they have done a good job there. Kunos balancing that one out. Steven Wilson in 5th position, doing good job of getting that BMW all the way up there, with Haley right behind him, also in a BMW, the BMW brothers, or friends at least. That's the yellow BMW of Healy. We have seen a little bit of Healy in this race, but not too much. Gabriel Cripsy in the Racing G McLaren comes across the line to finish P7. Good drive from him as well. Stephen Gore, Moni's favorite driver, countryman, comes Slap and Go. Jesus Christ, have I said that wrong all race? Slap and Go comes into finish in 8th position. Scudotto in 9th, and then look at that, Moni. And Nissan finishes in the top 10. Payne Siller driving. Samuel, that's a
Mbuga.
That's a Mbuga that does that good drive for him, and then first of the Aston Martins. Not many of those anymore.
No, actually.
In ACC, finishing 11th position there from prior. I'm not going to mention the entirety of the grid because we have already done the top 10, and that's Moni's job doing the rest of them, basically.
Nah, there's no need to, because everyone else is in the pits. Some might have left the server, so it'll jump around, so we'll only get it wrong now. But that was genuinely some good racing, some hard luck stories. I'm sure Oliver is going to be cursed as well. But all in all, though, honestly, it was good action. Unfortunately, a few drivers, track limits were an issue, and pits. I was surprised people were getting the pits slightly wrong, speeding in or out of the pits as well.
Well, it does happen. It can happen to anyone, but we did see quite a few of those. But do remember that there was 30 plus driving, 35 drivers starting this race, so at least one would have to get one. But yeah, I do think that we saw quite a few of them, more than usual in races like this. And Silverstone is not that difficult with the pit speed limiter. Maybe the pit boards got taken out by someone.
Yeah, very unusual. Very, very, very unusual. But it is what it is. These things happen. But it's been great racing. Overall, to let you know, we have recorded in total 52 incidents, which is half of what we had to do last race in terms of incidents. Obviously, a lot of them are going to be door taps or people going off themselves. So good improvement on last week.
Yeah, Silverstone is not that incident-prone track. And where are we going next week, Mooney, for round 3 of this season of racing?
So if I remember from the top of my head, which I definitely don't, bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to look it up because it's a lot easier than me trying to remember. I should remember these things, but after setting up the F1 season with the guys earlier on, I was looking over that more so as well. So next week we are off to Watkins Glen for a 60-minute race. So back to a kind of conventional 1 hour race. Then the week after, just to what your appetite is, coat at 90 minutes.
Yeah, and I think Watkins Glen will be an interesting one. We do see that
Yes.
being a track. Either you love it or you hate it. There's nothing in between. It is a little bit of a difficult one. Many of the corners, they are not the most usual of corners, but we can talk about that next week when we go racing at Watkins Glen, first of the American rounds this season.
100%. I have to say, for me, absolutely super exciting stuff. I'm massively looking forward to Watkins Glen. For me, driving it, I love it, but I wouldn't be the overall fastest because we know how technical it is, and on certain cars the Porsche is going to struggle there. It's going to be rapid for a lap or two, and then it's just that rear end traction, unless you're not as heavy as me in the throttle. But I think the Porsche will suffer there next week. I really think the likes of the McLaren, the BMW and stuff like that they're going to really shine next week.
It have traditionally been a good track for the McLaren at least, but we will have to wait and see what happens next week. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I was Oliver Anderson, Mr. One of Oliver, and I joined Colin Mooney, Mr. Horse himself, in the comment box for this fine evening of racing here on the Supercharged Motorsports YouTube channel. Have a good one, and please don't get too tired of listening to us and tune in again next week. And remember to listen to the broadcast on the Supercharged broadcast channel. God damn it! Why is it so hard for me to say these things tonight? But good evening. Bye bye.